Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about which Urban Decay On the Run mini should you get now that there is at least 5 of them out available as of November 2019. I want to review the 2 latest ones, the Highway Queen and the G-Train one, as well as the ones we previously had. But first, if you're new to my channel, make sure you're subscribed to be entered into monthly giveaways. As always, there's a monthly giveaway, and this month there is a Natasha Denona Metropolis palette to be given out. Alright, so moving on to the most recent Urban Decay On the Run. It's called Highway Queen, and it's mostly orange sheen metallics together combined. Now I think this is very similar to the ColourPop Bird of Paradise, which I recently reviewed for you guys, so I will go ahead and compare this palette as well at the end of this video. So far I'm seeing all these colors show up really nice and bright on my skin and no issues there. So my favorite are Pullover and Backseat and Roswell, and I actually kind of like this palette. I'm pleasantly surprised by this palette. Next one I want to review for you guys is the G-Train. I was super excited about this one because it was very highly anticipated online, and I haven't seen a mini green palette from them in a while. So it only has 2 green colors, Night Trip and G-Train, and the rest are gold, and kind of reminds me a little bit of the Natasha Denona mini gold palette. But I'll go ahead and swatch this side by side for you guys so you can see and determine for yourself. First color is this matte green. I'm not sure if I like this color. The next one is this more shimmery green called Night Trip. I actually kind of prefer the second one, the top one, Night Trip. It's actually something I really like, and I like how they put an orange in there called Tracks, and then the gold called Jolt. I think these are actually very cool. Now, one thing I do like about Urban Decay is their formula. You don't have talc or mica as the first thing listed in their formula. They do have it, but it's not the first thing listed. So they have like rice extract as their #1 ingredient for the formula. So, and I do like how they blend so well and show up so nicely. So I'm gonna say between the two so far, Highway Queen was my favorite. I'm not so much a huge fan of the G-Train, and definitely not a fan of like some of the ones they had in the past. So I'll go ahead and review the purple one. I believe it was called Bailout. So this purple one is I got it last year. I think I got it from Ulta. There that one purple color is sort of okay. Then you have this like shimmery color, and then brown color called Double Up, and then Chopper. So I don't know, I feel like other than that one purple and that color next to it, the rest are kind of like I've seen them so many other places, and I don't know if I want to still keep these in my collection. I'm thinking of doing like a mix palette in the end and getting rid of one of these palettes just because they take up so much space and I can't give them to anyone else since I've already swatched them. So I'll probably like combine these palettes into one and find out what my 2 least favorites are. So far from the blue one was called Detour, I believe. The only colors that interest me are the shimmer colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and say my favorite is probably the orange Highway Queen one, and then from the green palette I like that gold color in there and that one shimmery green. And these browns I have so many of, and there's so many of them everywhere. Next one I want to review is the red one. I forgot what it was called, but this palette also came out last year, and it actually has some decent reds and mauves in there. So I'm just going to put the swatches in the middle of these browns. But so far I don't think it's my least favorite. I actually kind of like it. It's pretty decent. So I think if you're into like reds and mauves, you should probably go for that because it's very portable, and the orange one is probably my most favorite of this year. So Shortcut, that's what it was called. Shortcut is probably my favorite from last year, and Highway Queen is probably my favorite from this year. And then if I wanted to rank them, I don't think that the green one was a favorite. The purple one was okay. I had one redeeming color, and then the blue one And probably my least favorite was G-Train. It's so weird because I thought G-Train would be my number one favorite. I guess it's probably my least favorite of all. And then probably the blue and purple following next. So I'll probably do a mixed palette of my least favorites just so I can pull out those colors that I don't really use and just throw away that palette. So yeah, this is the order I would go with: orange, red, and then purple bailout, and then blue detour, and green being the least favorite, just because I'm more into shimmery colors, and I'm not really into like plain mattes. So what I'll do right now is I'll probably combine my least favorites, which is this blue. I only like those one or two blue colors in there, and combine it with the green. And then I'll definitely keep these as they are, so I'm not going to do any depotting with those. But yeah, you see how beautiful the orange one, or Highway Queen, is, and how the one from last year, like that brown is almost so patchy. Definitely want to get rid of that. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead, and also I picked up the mini Norvina palette, the volume 2 it's called, but it's actually like a mini volume 3. Let's have a look. I just picked this up from Sephora. So oh wow, it's already got so much dirt in it, and oh yeah, it's broken. Great. Well, anyway, I'm gonna depot it anyway because I need that one green for creating a mini green palette. So I think this green would do fine. The oranges are something we've seen many places before, and the pinks as well. So I'm not super impressed with this Norvina palette, I'll be honest with you guys. It's just not something that I would use, especially these colors together. So I'll probably just pull out that one green and incorporate that into my mixed palette. So there's that. All right, so another thing I wanted to show you guys is comparisons between the Urban Decay Honey and Natasha Denona Gold. Now, the reason I'm showing you this again now is because I still think the Natasha Denona Gold, the greens in there are just far more superior than Urban Decay. Unfortunately, even though I love Urban Decay, I feel like that is just something different. And so I think if you were going to compare them with the minis, I think that Natasha Denona Mini Gold is probably still a favorite over the G-Train or anything like that. So there you go. There you have it. I put in, and I didn't film this, but I put in the mini Norvina in there, and now you have a beautiful new palette. All right, so another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to compare the Highway Queen with Bird of Paradise, because they both struck me as so original, so orange. So I want to compare them real quick side by side to see if they're really the same exact tones or not. Now right off the bat, I see this only has like one nude crease color in there, but it definitely has more like browns in there. And I think side by side, like if you were just to create a look with it, it'd probably look very, very similar, if not the same. Now, like I said, the ColourPop one has like a more burgundy mauve in the bottom there to deepen up the look. But overall, if you're spending like, you can spend $11 and buy the ColourPop. You don't need to spend like what, $29 to get that Urban Decay. So I'm gonna go ahead and say if you own that ColourPop, you probably don't need this Urban Decay. But I just personally like the formula in this Urban Decay, so I'm definitely going to keep it. And also Urban Decay has a mirror, so that mini ColourPop doesn't give you that mirror, so you have to decide if it's worth it. So those were my favorites amongst all of them. Let me know what you guys thought and which ones you are going to pick up. So that's all I have, and yeah, let me know what you guys are going to pick up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.